Here on the Louisville Daily, we like to answer your legal questions with the Aguiar injury lawyer. Sam Aguiar is here, the managing partner, the founder, and everything else. It's hot out there. We finally got rid of all the rain, and now the heat's here.
You know, it's brutally hot, but I walked around this morning. I saw that all of you guys got through July 4th. Everybody still got their limbs intact, so I think the advice was taken about the fireworks. That's good.
Well, yeah, and you know what? You get up in the morning, and you're all feeling good, and then the humidity, it's like New Orleans, just hits you, and then, you know, I even know some people who have to wear a different change of clothes. Hey, we want to get to the emails here with Sam Aguiar, and you'll see his number at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to give him a call. It's a free call, and he'll talk cards, cats, IU, everything else. But here's one from Terry in Louisville. I was in a wreck. We are having a hard time with the insurance company. They want to settle. We think it is not enough. Should we settle or get ready for trial? We appreciate it. You can always email us, the Louisville Daily at WKYITV.com, or even better, go to your website or call you. What about a settlement versus trial?
Well, Terry, thanks for the email, and it brings up a conversation that we have a lot with our clients. And I think there's a misconception because of some of the TV shows that are on, especially Law and Order. You see the first 30 minutes and it's the arrest, and then you see the next 30 minutes and it's the trial. But you forget about that time that's in between. And in Jefferson County in particular, you're looking at about 18 months right now for a trial date because of the way they're backed up. So it's not really, do we settle or do we go to trial next week, get our, pit bull lawyer and go get a great jury verdict? It's really, do we settle or do we sit down and see how much it's going to cost for us to file this lawsuit? What expert witnesses do we need to hire? Whose depositions do we need to take? What kind of written discovery do we need to send? Can this settle at mediation? That's where a lawyer comes into play. And
let's talk about what is a lawsuit, because he's the guru of the law. What is a lawsuit? It's when a private party files a complaint against a person, business, agency alleging careless and irresponsible conduct and cause them. Now, let's flip over now to what is a settlement, because that's a lawsuit. And when you talk about what is a settlement happens after a negotiation, followed by a written agreement where both sides forgo a lawsuit and resolve the issue. That's what you were saying, is maybe you go to trial, it's 18 months.
Right.
In between that Law and Order, there's a lot of conversation.
There's lots going on. And our office in particular, we take a really particular, thorough analysis when we look at what types of cases do we really want to matriculate to a jury trial, because there are certain things that you can do to posture a case for a settlement after you file the lawsuit. Once you file the lawsuit, you're not precluded from settling the case. It's just a different ball game at that point. You're dealing with a defense attorney as opposed to an insurance adjuster. Sometimes that's really refreshing. You just want to get that insurance company to go away and deal with their lawyer. Sometimes it's a little different. There's some tough lawyers in this town that defend these cases.
Let me put some information up about the Aguiar injury lawyers, because they are here with personal injury, auto wrecks, slips and falls, wrongful death, nursing home abuse, workers' compensation. We talked to their lawyers about that, premise liability, trucking wrecks, and more. Do be careful when going out and about this summer. But if you have an issue, you can call them. And as someone stopped me in the store the other day, they go, I like that, Demand Sam. So you can go to demandsam.com. Tragedy out west in San Francisco. It could easily happen at any airport in the country and affect anybody in Kentuckiana, as we call it.
Sure.
The San Francisco crash landing, it's claimed 3 lives to date. Others are injured. Others will be permanently scarred for life. Mm-hmm. You handle big time injury cases. How do you even begin on something like this?
Aviation cases, there's so much involved with them, and it's scary, like you said, to think that all of us that are flying every day could be a victim of a tragedy like that. And that one in particular, what really struck me is that the pilot had less than 50 hours of flight time on that plane. And when you're talking about him being the lead guy going, across the Pacific Ocean with less than 50 hours of training, that's just scary. But the flip side to that is as I've watched some things go down there, kudos to that one flight attendant. I don't know if you saw her, but there was a special on this flight attendant that was maybe 115 pounds and just exuded this superhuman strength.
Carrying people out.
And then all of a sudden she goes and finds out that she did it all with a fractured tailbone. But back to your question, cases like that, it's, they're tragic, but there's so much that needs to go down there to see what really happened and what the root cause of this was, because it should have been a routine landing.
Well, and again, we're very fortunate no one from our immediate area was on that flight, but people from here travel out to San Francisco and California. And, right after that crash, there was a smaller plane crash up in Alaska that claimed 10 lives. And you know, you want the grieving process to go through, and you want the families to. But in time, you have to talk to a lawyer, whether it's a plane crash, a tour bus crash, any type of incident, because if you've been wronged, that needs to be turned around.
Well, and there's going to be so much going on there too. I mean, you know, estates need to be set up for these victims. You know, some of these injuries might have been dormant because all the adrenaline was rushing trying to get out of the plane. So it's there's so many complicated issues that are going on there, and sure, you know, it's definitely worth talking to an attorney if you're ever a victim of something catastrophic like that. Absolutely.
Let's get the information up again. Aguiar Injury Lawyers. They serve Kentucky and Southern Indiana. Slips and falls, auto wrecks, wrongful death. The list is long. DemandSam.com or 502-888-8888. That's 502-888-8888. Sam, always a pleasure. Drink water. Got to be careful in the heat out there because it is hot in Kentucky.
Definitely drink water. Take all the precautions. It's that fun time of year in Louisville where you're just waiting for football season and cooler weather.
All right. Sam Aguiar, Aguiar Injury Lawyers here on the Louisville Daily. We'll be back with more. Don't go away.